What's up, parties and hardos? Finally back at it once again. Episode 35, the KD episode.
Must be flaking.
I'm flaking. You're flaking. We're both flaking.
We're all flaking. Everyone's flaking.
Man,
Mike Brown's flaking. CFB Mike's flaking.
Damn, CFB Mike. He's going to hear that tomorrow and be like, oh, come on, guys.
I know. I had to call him out a little bit, though. It's understandable. He had valid reasons, but still facts.
Facts. I agree. It's been since November 8th, Spinny. November 8th was the last time. It's December 1st. Almost a whole month it's been since we have been on the episode. I don't know what I'll say. I'm sorry, Hardies and Hardos, but it's been crazy for a week. Spinny's finishing up his volleyball season right when I'm starting my basketball season.
Yeah.
Then you throw in Thanksgiving week in there. It's just been chaotic a couple weeks for us. We tried to get episodes in every single week. We did. Things just kept coming up and pushing it back, and then it just didn't work. And so, yeah, here we are. We're back at it, though. And
basically is what we're saying.
We suck, but I think we're back on it, back on the grind, and we'll get you weekly episodes going forward here again. So we're going to start with a fun segment this episode, one we haven't done in months, and that is our Dubs and L's segment. Spinny, we should start with the L's, right? I feel like we should start with the L's. Roast ourselves a little.
Or should we just go every other?
We could do that. Let's start with our first L. I'm going to start with an MLB take I had, and it's in the NL playoff prediction. And this was from episode 32, so you can go back and listen to that if you want. I didn't think the Phillies or the Padres even had a chance to get out of the wild card round. I'm pretty sure I even had those series 2-0. And that was literally the NLCS matchup, as we all know. So that was just a brutal take by me. And I feel like a lot of other people were in the same boat, though. I think a lot of people did not trust the Phillies or the Padres in the playoffs and definitely thought the Braves or Dodgers would get out of NL, but everyone was wrong this year.
Yeah, it was tough this year. And that's where my first L is too, is on these baseball takes. Overall baseball takes for me. We had I'm just going to start with the cards because I just screwed up the cards, honestly. We had cards before the season making the playoffs, and that was episode 9. And then most recently, episode 32, I had cards in the NLCS, and they got beat in the wildcard round. So sweet. Too low, too high. I can't figure it out. I suck. Yeah. Any relationship of Dylan's takes and the St. Louis Cardinals this year has been exceedingly bad. So shout out to L's for me.
I do want to defend you a little bit. I'm pretty sure you at least picked Goldschmidt to win MVP. So that was one Cardinals take you had. But that was obvious. Yeah. I agree. Flipping to my first dub now, the other side of the bracket, the AL playoffs, I actually accurately predicted the winner of every single series on the AL side. That one was a little easier, and as we know, it was Astros versus Yankees. Gross. Luckily, the Astros were able to beat the Yankees there, and hopefully that means Judge is not coming back.
Was that luckily, or was it not?
No, I think it is because I hate the Yankees more than anybody. I hate the Yankees more than anybody.
More than Cheats makes cheat a lot?
Are they really cheaters, though, now, at this point? Like, they just won
another. I mean, they've merged it. They just merged it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Exactly. So, they're still obviously very good.
But in that series, they were still cheaters. They were still cheater pantses then. Then after they won the ship, then they merged it.
Yeah, that's a fair point. I mean, you're not wrong. I was just glad the Yankees weren't in there. And now that they lost.
The whole point I'm trying to make, Bus likes cheaters. All right,
wow.
Next topic.
Okay. What's your first up then?
First up for me is Micah Parsons. DPOY. Predicted it in episode 20.
Whoa. Let's pump the brakes here. We're about to enter week 13. You're claiming this as a dub? As he hasn't even won the award yet?
Come on. It's not even close. It's not even close.
It's not.
Like, no one's even close. Like, I think it's barring injury, which I'm going to assume not injury. So that's tough. And second is Nick Bosa. And who knows if this man, second odds is Nick Bosa. Who knows if this man stays healthy either for a whole season. Armstead's going to come back. That's going to, change up what they're doing there. But yeah, I pretty much predicted his stat line, said he'd have a touchdown, which he did. Only thing I got wrong within the take, I got the take right, and then I got 97% of the take details right. So it was like a double layer. It was like the inception of takes, just nailing both of it. The only thing I missed, I said he was have interceptions. He does not meet that category yet. But sacks, tackle for loss, total tackles, I basically just walked down and checked the numbers on those. So huge dub for me was Micah Parsons. As much as I hate bet my dubs on a Cowboy.
Yeah, that does suck, but I mean, you're right. You nailed that on the nose. It was when I went back and listened to that, I was mind blown. Honestly, I was like, you were like at least 10 sacks, at least 10 tackles for loss, and that's literally his stat line right now, pretty much. And that's just incredible. That's a big dub for you. My second L. This one I could go on and on. I didn't even I'm sure there's more teams that I was completely wrong on, but I'm just going to focus this L on the New York football teams, the Jets and the Giants. In episode 27, I had the Jets going 4-13 this season. That was our NFL preview episode, and I had the Giants going 3-14. So combined 7-27 record. Jets are 7-4, and so are the Giants. So they've basically doubled the amount of wins I had predicted them to get. Incredible season so far for both these teams, and these teams literally might make the playoffs, which is crazy to think about.
And then Mike White can throw 300 last week.
Yeah.
Too, so.
Yeah. And now we got Mike White coming into Minnesota. I'm a little worried about
L's. Not worried. Although we did make Mac Jones look like Tom Brady, so
that's what I'm saying.
I should be a little worried, I guess. But yeah, that was a big L for you. I think our schedule episode. I don't know.
L's all around on that.
Yeah, episode. There was a ton of ton of L's on that episode. That's where I'm going with my next L as well. Number one biggest L, and I hate this because I went with the mainstream what the media thought on this, and I was just wrong. There was just so many people there was very few people that were right about this, and I like to be on that side when I'm not. It ticks me off. So Russell Wilson. I way too much take capital when Russell Wilson was fed by Spinny in that episode. Just talking him up. He's this, he's that. I was wrong. I have a Russell Wilson jersey sitting in my closet right now.
Yeah,
I want to be right about this. I love that man as a football player, but he's cheesy. He's crusty.
Wow.
And now
cheesy is an understatement.
Yeah, we had some rumors drop previously about certain things this man was doing during at the team facilities in Denver, and it's very, very funny. It seems like he is just an all about me person, and that's fine when you're backing it up. People put up with it, but when you're ass and you're like that, and it's the NFL and there's grown men everywhere, that's not going to fly. Everyone's just going to hate you. And it seems like that's kind of what happened in Seattle. And based on no one defended Russ in Seattle. No one. And I downplayed it at that time, because all those guys wanted their credit and they felt like Russ stole their credit, right? So I was like, yeah, they're just haters because Russ stole their credit. Well, now it looks like Russ is just really a person you make fun of in the group chat. That is who Russ is. Russ is the guy that everyone roasts in the group chat, because, man, it's just tough. And he won't run anymore. And he's not the same guy when he's not using his athleticism. He's never been that strong arm, crazy, get after a guy. He's make you worry about his legs enough to open up deep across the middle throws that he can hit, and he's really good at hitting. But when he's standing in the pocket and they don't have to worry about any of his athletic ability, it's tough. It's really tough. And then no run game. It couldn't after Javonte went down, nothing. So it's not who Russ is. It looks like Nat Hackett's really not the guy. So I was just as wrong as you could be about the Denver Broncos. I had them 11-6. On the flip side, quicker here, Seahawks, I had them 4-13. looks like they are probably going to sneak in the playoffs in the weak NFC, no matter really how the rest of the season goes, as long as they can keep it at the 500 mark. That 7 seed is kind of up for grabs there in the NFC. So really wrong about them. But yeah, Broncos and Russell Wilson took a nice old swing at my my take meter and took it down a notch. So, stuff.
Yeah, that's why I had to start mine by saying there's probably plenty more that I could be talking about, because I guarantee I had probably 11-6 ish record for the Broncos. I probably had Seahawks probably similar to you.
11-6 record for the Raiders.
I had Raiders 11-6. Just tons of L's from this episode. From episode, what was that? 27. So please don't go back and listen to that episode, because you're gonna.
There's some dubs in there though. There's some dubs.
Yeah,
there
is.
Though.
There is some. There is some for sure.
We got a few. We got quite a few dubs. It was 50-50. 50-50.
50-50. We were right about the Vikings. I'll give us that one. Dub 2 for me. Spinny is gonna hate this one. I don't know if he was even expecting this.
Grr.
We called this in episode 30 the Trivia Showdown. We had our only two guests, our only two that have gotten a win. Yep, see, I knew he wasn't going to like this. Our only two guests that have gotten wins in trivia.
Do this right now, then Buzz is just, that's how we're going to frame this, because it's like, we can't even handle absolute baloney right now. It's really too much. So I'm going to let Buzz continue eventually, but sheesh.
Baloney? I won the Trivia Showdown with Spinny, who's still
gets lucky once.
Are you done muting my mic? Just cutting me off left and right.
It's just so funny to see you keep talking and then you're like, it's awesome. It's my favorite.
Anyways, Forbrook and Mike, two very good guests we have in terms of trivia. Spinny is obviously still beating me in the overall standings. So yeah, that's a dub for me to win that Trivia Showdown. That was awesome. I did not have any confidence going into that, but I won. So here we are. That's a dub for me.
Okay, my next dub is from our fantasy episode. I've actually had quite a few dubs throughout the fantasy episodes on the season, and Bus and I both have done.
Which fantasy episode are we talking about?
But I'm talking about the preseason fantasy episode on August 23rd, episode 26. We did some sleeper predictions. My 1 through 5 sleeper prediction was Amon-Ra St. Brown. He was WR25 on the preseason list. I said he was worth way more than that. He is currently...
No way. Was he actually that low?
Yeah, WR25.
Holy crap.
Yeah. So... currently, and he has missed two full games, essentially 3 games he's missed, and he is WR11 in standard. Standard scoring was the form I used for that prediction. So, yeah, if you got him on Raw, you're happy. He's been a little up and down, but overall, wide receiver-wise, especially for being injured, he's put up good numbers every week. So, big dub for me, Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Dude's a monster. He's been carrying me, or helping carry, in the Guillotine League. Him and Tyreek have just been carrying me through week by week. It's awesome. And I just got Jalen Waddle this week in that league for $5 only. So
how did that happen?
I don't know. I got Jalen Waddle. Now I have Waddle, Amon-Ra, and Tyreek.
$5 though.
$5, and I got Mixon.
I wanted to just step. I already got eliminated from this league because I traded Pickens for Tyreek Hill, and then Pickens outscored him. So that's nice. Gave like $300, got it done to try to stay alive, and then he got outscored by George Pickens. So sweet. Thanks, Tyreek. Anywho, I can't believe I wanted to go back. I haven't looked at that league since, obviously. I want to go back and just be like, you guys are absolute morons. He's like, what, WR6? Sick, $5.
Well, someone had bid like 25 on him too, but they messed up and they must have like put him in the same claim as another guy, because like it said too many same guys on roster. So he couldn't claim Jalen Waddle, and that's why I got him for $5. And we were the only two that actually bid money on him. The third one bid $0. So I got Jalen Waddle for $5. I got Joe Mixon, who's RB9 right now, for $5. I spent $10 in free agency. I got Jalen Waddle and Joe Mixon added to my team. So I like how I'm sitting in that guillotine league. He's another side. All right. This means this is my last L. This one's a funny one. And I don't feel bad for it. I really don't feel bad.
Am I going to mute your mic again? Is it that funny?
No, this is a good one.
Okay.
Our mock draft special, our football mock draft special, August 30th. It's just called Mock Draft Special if you want to go and watch that. It's actually our most watched episode. So very good content there. In this episode, though, I had a very, very excessive roast of our buddy Chase Richter.
Let's go.
Very excessive roast. I roasted him the whole episode and continually told him that his team was the worst team by far. And at one point, he was 6-1 in this league. So that just completely backfired on me. I think he's like 7-4 and 7-5. I think. I don't know what he is now, but yeah, he was 6-1 at one point. So just that's a bad take for me.
I take for all of us. Chase was the butt of our jokes that whole episode.
Yeah, I wasn't the only one.
He has like the third best team, so that's always fun when that happens. Last L for me is my brutal college football playoff predictions. A&M in the playoff looks brutal. Can I say brutal another time? Because holy cow, those stuff for me. I think Georgia's the only team that I have in it that's in it. So 1 out of the 4 teams, and Texas A&M, who has 5 losses. So absolutely terrible take by me.
They have more than 5 losses.
Do they?
Because they're under 500. They played like 13 games. So
are they under 500?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So yeah.
Last week against LSU, I think that was their 5th win last week against LSU. So they're like 5-8, 5-7, something along those lines.
What?
Yeah, they're that bad. So yeah, that was a bad take for you. But I mean, my college football playoff prediction also.
Yeah, 5-7. 5-7.
5-7. Yeah. So that's bad. That is bad. Well, Spinny, do you have any other dubs or L's? I do have one more dub that I can run through quick. Otherwise,
yeah, I'll take another dub as well. It's kind of a co-op dub.
Well, this last dub, a lot of just random little dubs within it. Episode 9, April 7th, our preseason MLB takes. I had a lot of dubs from this episode, actually. Both my sleeper teams from the leagues I hit. I had Mariners as my sleeper team. They also made the playoffs first time in 21 years. I count that as a win there. I had Phillies as a sleeper team, as we all know that worked. What was my other one? Julio Rodriguez win Rookie of the Year. I was obviously right on that. And I said Alcantara would be the breakout player in the NL, which was obviously right. Kind of like Spinny here, I got some details right about Alcantara as well. Not necessarily right, but close. I said he would go 13-8 this year, and he went 14-9. So I was even almost dead on with his record too. So I thought that was pretty impressive by me to do that all the way back on April 7th.
Yeah, you called that one out. Can we just get Sandy out of the league already? Like, can we just fast forward 15 years and he's just gone? Because I just don't want to even either that or trade him back to me in fantasy. One of the two things has to happen.
On my team forever. A lot of size for Spinny this episode to start.
Trent Grisham. Yep, Trent Grisham is on my roster forever too. Last up for me is the Vikes. We both had them at 12-5. All they have to do is go 3-3 in their last 6, and they are there. Could even be possibly 13-4 for them. So absolute, yeah, carried it. And no one saw the Packers coming. We both had them, with 10 wins as well. But that's been a nice little cherry on top of the season as well as the Packers.
Absolutely
terrible. So
now I got Rodgers potentially. Yes, for sure. And we have Rodgers potentially missing at least this week, and with his rib injuries and stuff. So not looking good for the Packers. At that point,
why are we bringing it back?
Right. I mean, they're already almost out of it already. So
yeah,
I agree there. Well, that was it for our dubs and L's. Let us know what you think. I mean, it's been, like I said, it's been months since we did this episode. So we had a lot to choose from. So that's good. And I'm sure we'll take another month or two break from it so we can rack up some takes here as we go along. Now we're going to talk about college football. As most of you know that follow the sport, at least, it's conference championship week this week. Very exciting time. First game is tomorrow, actually, Friday. It's the only game tomorrow, and that's the Pac-12 championship game, 7 p.m. It starts Central Time. We got Utah. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Spinny. These games are played at someone's home field, right? Like, this is at USC, is it not? It's not at a neutral site, is it?
So it is at
Allegiant Stadium. That's where you. No, that's the Raiders Stadium.
Is it? So it's in Vegas? That would make sense.
It's in Vegas.
Yeah, it's probably in Vegas.
It says it's at Allegiant Stadium.
Yep. That makes sense.
We do have Spinny in this game. We got USC as a 2.5-point favorite, 11-1 versus 9-3 Utah. Do you think Utah has any chance to pull this off?
Yeah. USC's defense is terrible. So, I mean, they can outscore them. That's pretty much what it's going to be, I feel like. This will be on TV2 in Spinny's household because Gopher Volleyball plays the first round of the NCAA tournament at this exact same time tomorrow night. So, given into my family's wants, we will be watching volleyball.
Come on, you want to watch it too.
I want to watch it too. It might be a TV2 to the Pac-12 championship, though, but it's close. But, yeah, if you are a volleyball fan, check out all the first round of tournaments on ESPN Plus, and they have it's called the fifth set, like a red zone for the volleyball tournament. It gives you all just like the good plays and the close matches. So that's a fun thing to look at. Anyways, I think Utah has a chance. I'm going to take USC because they were like my sleeper going in. I talked them up a little bit, said they could possibly do this.
Yep,
so
you did.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it up, and I think they're gonna win. But Utah could definitely win. USC's a year early. Like they're gonna get.
Yeah, USC next year is gonna be nuts.
Yeah, when they actually might have some defenders, they're gonna get slaughtered by Georgia, right? If that's the matchup, or if it's Ohio State or Michigan. I think Michigan or Georgia is slaughtering this team. So yeah, I'm prepared for a Georgia-Michigan championship, if I got to be honest. I think TCU could maybe do a little playing around, but for the most part, as we'll talk about going forward, if these top four teams all win, that's kind of where we're going to be sitting for the playoff.
Interesting. As we speak, sorry, I had to look at my phone. I just secured a second-round pick in my Dynasty League for Gus Edwards. Future 2025 second-round pick.
Bus is just bringing up mid-trades.
Hey, come on.
On the pod, a fourth and Gus Edwards for a second. That's what you're bragging up on the trade. Come on.
I picked Gus Edwards up in this Dynasty League this year. So to pick up a free agent and trade him for a second-round pick, pretty good. Anyways, I'm also taking USC in this game. I think, as we know, me and you know, at least, I guess I don't know if our listeners know, Utah beat USC this year. That was USC's only loss. They won by 1 point. I don't know if Utah can beat them twice. I really don't. USC's been playing really well as of late and obviously all season. I think Caleb Williams just gets the job done. And with a win, they obviously secure a playoff berth. So if they win, they're in. So look forward to that.
If they win and it goes how we think, they're going to play Georgia, and that's not going to be a fun game.
Yeah, that might be rough for them. Next game we got 11 a.m. Saturday. Big 12 championship. We got Kansas State 9-3 versus the undefeated 12-0 TCU, who was third-ranked team. TCU is only 2.5-point favorite here. They did. I don't have the score on top here. Give me 1 second. They beat Kansas State by 10 during the season. I don't know. I don't think Kansas State's offense is going to be able to keep up with a Duggan or Dugan, however you pronounce his name, and their offense. TCU's offense has obviously been one of the best in the entire country all season, and they've been rolling. I think TCU actually gets the job done, and we're going to see TCU in the playoffs this year. Crazy to think about.
Not if Deuce Vaughn has anything to say about it.
It's true. You're not wrong.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm picking TCU too. They've had too many close games this year. They know how to win them. They're experienced in them. They're battle tested.
That's a
I
great
think
point.
with a team like Kansas State who's at their talent level or below, I think it's just they're too battle tested to lose this game. Now, if all stays the same and they play Michigan, they're going to get slapped up. I just think the talent difference is too exceeding to not be noticed. But so I think that's where we're at essentially if it all shakes out again. But I'm telling my predictions before they happen. But it's hard to believe any of these teams are going to lose.
Yeah, I agree. This next
and I
one,
just jinxed it just saying that, but
you probably did. This next one is, in my eyes, should maybe the Michigan game, but otherwise this might be the easiest game to pick, and that's the SEC championship game, Georgia versus LSU, 12-0 versus 9-3. I don't think LSU stands a chance. They just lost by 15 to the 4-7 or whatever we had said earlier, Texas A&M last week. You lose by 2 touchdowns to a team with 4 wins. You're not going to beat the defending champion, undefeated Georgia Bulldogs. I just don't see it happening. They're 17.5-point favorites. That might be a little high, but I could see it being that much of a blowout. I really can. So I got Georgia in this one.
I think this is the biggest game that has a chance for an upset other than USC.
Really?
Utah. And that is because when LSU's on, they can beat anybody.
They are.
We saw it against Bama.
That's true.
We saw what they can do when they're on. And Georgia's obviously unbeatable. They've had a crazy last couple of seasons that, they're going to be the favorite. But I just think LSU at least has the same 5th, 6th gear that Georgia does if they're on. It at least exists. Whereas other teams, like I don't think USC or TCU have the same 5th, 6th gear that Georgia and Michigan do. I think there's a separation point there. But I think on its good days, LSU can get close to that. So this could be a blowout too, and I could look like an idiot. But LSU's on days make games scary for teams.
So you're still going to take Georgia, though?
Yeah, I'm taking Georgia. I hullablued around a lot to take Georgia, but
no, that's okay. You had to make your point, and they were good points. So I get where you're coming from there. The next one we're going to talk about, we're just going to briefly pick it. It's on the slate of games. We got to talk about it. 2 ranked games here, or teams, I should say. That's the American Athletic Championship. We got 22 UCF, 9-3 versus the 10-2, 18th ranked Tulane. These teams played a couple weeks ago. UCF won 38-31, I believe the score was. So I don't know. I think I'm going to rock with Tulane. They've been a better team, more consistent throughout the season. And again, it's just always tough to beat a team twice. It really is, especially in, only in a couple weeks span, for sure. It's not like this game happened in the beginning of the year. Now they're playing again. And another reason, I think Michael Pratt, I believe that's his name. Yeah, Michael Pratt, Tulane's quarterback. He's just been a lot better this year than John Plumlee for UCF. So I think Pratt steps up big for Tulane, and they get the job done and win the AAC.
UCF. No, I don't care about this game. I just had to try to get
I
a
don't
rise out
either,
of you.
but
We got to pick UCF, though. We can't pick the same for all these. And, yeah,
That's
I think
fair.
both these teams have a chance to win. Their stats are very similar. Their overall play style is slightly different, but in the same wavelength. And, like you said, UCF won by 10 points, you say? Is that what it was?
7, 38-31.
7. So give them a slight advantage. It is hard to beat teams twice, but it also gives you a mental edge when you've beat somebody already.
You've done it.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
true.
going to take UCF.
Tulane was a 4-point favorite. Sorry, I didn't say that. Now onto the Big Ten Championship. We got 2 left to go through. This at 7 p.m. Saturday. This one, not going to be game in my eyes. Michigan, number 2, 12-0 versus unranked 8-4 Purdue. Michigan's a 17-point favorite in this one. I think they probably win by about that margin. They've just been their offense, defense. Everything is so good about Michigan this year. They steamrolled Ohio State in that 4th quarter last week. So I think Michigan gets the job done and they secure their playoff berth. One thing to note, though, this may not impact this Big Ten Championship game, but the playoff, Blake Corum, their star running back is out for the season. So I don't know how Michigan's going to do in this playoff against these other really good teams. I'm worried about them there.
Are you? You're worried about them against TCU? You really think TCU has a shot?
We're talking about one of the best offenses in terms of yards and points per game in
Michigan's
the league.
defense, bro. Come on.
They got to score to win. You got to score to win.
Yeah, but I just feel like TCU and USC don't have it on the defensive side of the ball to compete for 4 quarters, talent-wise. I just feel like they'll get some stops, they'll get some turnovers in there, both Georgia and Michigan. But I see it. He is a big part of their offense, and he is out. So that's huge. Obviously, 18 touchdowns and almost 1,500 yards. By the way, Mo Ibrahim not being on the best running back finalist is nutty.
That was
BS. Especially the Illinois running back on there over him. Very similar yards. Mo has almost 5 more. I think it's 5 more touchdowns than him. So let's just give Mo his credit and stop with the slander. 1643 and 10 touchdowns for Chase Brown of Illinois. Mo Ibrahim, 1594, so about 47 less yards. 47 less yards, and he has 9 more touchdowns. 9. 19 to 10.
That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
Mo with 19 touchdowns. Tied for second in the NCAA. Crazy. Tied for second, and he is 4th in yards. Didn't make it. Nuts.
Did you give your take? Your take in Michigan?
Yeah, I'm taking Michigan. This Purdue's not talented enough.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I agree. ACC is the last one. Also 7 p.m. Saturday. We got 9-3 UNC, 23rd ranked versus the 9th ranked 10-2 Clemson Tigers. This one's tough for me because both these teams have been playing terrible as of late.
Yeah.
They've been. I mean, North Carolina's lost their last 2 games. Clemson's coming off loss to South Carolina. They've lost 2 of their last 4.
Apparently Spencer Rattler's back in 2019 again. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, and I really don't know, Spinny. I really don't know what to do with this game. You got North Carolina, who's had a better offense this year, but Clemson's defense is way better. So that's gonna be the battle. Which side folds there. That's how it's gonna go here. I'm gonna go, even though Clemson's 7.5-point favorite, I'm going North Carolina here. May has been incredible this year. 35 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. He also leads the team in rush yards, the quarterback. 629 rush yards and 6 rushing touchdowns as well. 41 total touchdowns this year compared to only 22 and 7 picks for DJ. And May has 1,300 more passing yards than DJ as well. So the offense is electric for UNC. I don't know if they can lose 3 straight games either. That kind of sketches me out. So that's why I got to go to UNC in this one.
I'm going to do a strategical play here. I had UNC myself. We're going to switch, see if I can get some win-loss record catching up on Bus here on college football. So I'm going to take.
I am one up on you.
Yep, I'm going to take the favorite, try to make it up right here. We're going to take Clemson. I think their defense is going to do a good enough job containing May to get the job done, and DJ will do enough. He'll do some ball control. Might be a lower scoring game than we expect. I will say 4,500 yards and 41 touchdowns total all-purpose for May is absolutely insane for this season. So you got to give him some credit there on that.
Definitely top 5 quarterback in college football this year, no doubt. He's been killing it. Well, now I think that wraps it up, right, Spinny? We're done talking about college football conference championships.
Sadly,
I'm excited.
Yes.
I am excited to watch these games. It's always a good time of the year to get this championship type atmosphere rolling. Now we're going to just do one question trivia. We're each going to throw out a medium question here, try to rack up some points, just split the episode up a little bit. We do have some more to talk about second half of this episode, so that's why we didn't want to do a full trivia battle here. But Spinny, you want me to ask first or you?
You go ahead.
Okay. NBA question here. Who is, you're going to have to think about this for a little bit. Who is 5th in the league in scoring right now today?
5th, huh? In the
I don't know.
NBA?
NBA, I don't know if this hint helps you at all. There are 6 players scoring over 30 points a game. So you kind of have a guess there of what he's scoring, at least how much he's scoring.
I mean,
number one.
I'm gonna go with SGA.
Correct. SGA is the 5th leading scorer in the NBA right now. Is about 31.1-ish or something along those lines. KD was just over 30 at 6th. Those are the, and then we have Luka's 1. Tatum's 2 or 3. Giannis is up there. So that kind of rounds out those top 6. But yeah, you're right. It was shy.
I just knew he was going to be the odd one that was in there, so I figured you would have asked it because of that.
Dang it! Maybe I should. Should have switched questions. That is 2 points for you though, since this is a medium question.
All right, my medium question. 1 point for each. You can get 1 point for each of these. Yeah. Who leads the NCAA in rushing, and what school did they go to?
It's got to be somebody random. I don't have a name. Man, I don't think they would have been the leader or have a player as the leader, given how many different guys they hand the ball off to. But I'm just gonna throw out Navy as my school. I don't have a name. I really don't.
It's UAB.
It's UAB. Okay, who is it?
Alabama Birmingham. Dwayne McBride, UAB.
How many yards he got this year?
I just looked that up too. I should know. He has 1,713 yards this year.
That's very impressive.
And 19 touchdowns, tied for second.
That's crazy. I knew it had to be a random school, and obviously I know Navy just literally runs all the time. So that's why I said Navy. But yeah, as I contradicted myself before I said it, I know they hand the ball off to a zillion different players every game. So I figured no one actually had that many yards, but I had to try. That means you get 2 more points. That puts your lead 97-90 as it stands now. Spinny and I still debating on how we want to do this. Go ahead, drop comments if you have any suggestions. But we're going to have, I think, a race to 150 is what we're going to do. 150 total points.
Because I'm obviously going to be first to 100 because it's already checked.
Because that's basically over. Yeah.
Yep.
So we were a little late on that, obviously. Otherwise, we would have done 100. But we'll go first to 150 or something like that. And then the loser has some sort of punishment. So please drop comments on any suggestions for punishments that you have. Otherwise, Spinny and I, we obviously have some time until we get to 150. So we'll keep thinking as well. So stay in the loop for that as we go forward. Moving on. Spinny, you ready to talk about Week 13 NFL? A lot of good games this week, including the one about to kick off here in roughly 20 to 30 minutes.
Yes, sir.
And that is the Bills visiting the Patriots, 8-3 versus 6-5. We're only going to talk games that have playoff implications this week. This is obviously the first one. Spinny, do you think 4-point favorite? That's a weird number. Usually the spread isn't 4, but it is a 4-point favorite for the Bills. Do you think the Patriots have any chance to win this at home?
I do think they definitely have a chance to win it. Bill does a good job against the Bills usually, but I think the Bills are going to get it done. The talent gap's obviously huge, but if the Patriots are going to beat the Bills, the one at home is the more likely. So we'll see what happens. I think they have a chance. I think it'll be closer maybe than we think, but I think the Bills will win. I think they're real still.
Yeah, I agree. I'm rocking Bills as well. My main concern here is who on the Patriots is going to guard Stephon Diggs. We saw last week Jefferson torched them.
Yeah.
So I think a similar thing's going to happen, and Diggs is going to be Diggs tonight and have his game. So I'm kind of worried about the Patriots on that end. So I got to rock Bills. I agree with you that it might be closer than people think. And that spread, it'll probably be close to around that 4-point spread. I just thought that's interesting. 4, I feel like I never see that. 4-point spread?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's normal just because it gives you that.
Gives you the 3
Gives you
points.
that, yeah.
Oh, so then they were 7-point favorites regularly. They gave the Patriots 3 points because they're at home. Right?
Yeah, well, also
Isn't
it gives
that how
you
they do that?
Yeah, usually, but also just the Bills winning by a field goal gives you that dub still.
Yeah, that's true. You're right there. Next one we're going to talk about, noon game. It's your Vikings, 9-2, hosting the 7-4 Jets. We kind of talked about this a little bit earlier this episode. 3-point favorite the Vikings are. I think we get the job done. There's rumors. I haven't checked any recent updates, but I did see rumors that Sauce Gardner might not play. So if Sauce Gardner might not play, they're in for trouble because that's by far their best corner. He's a rookie. I still don't think he can guard Jefferson, obviously, but that's their only real chance of doing so. So I think we're going to pull this one out. I do think it's going to be a lot closer than people think, kind of similar to this Patriots game from last week, though. We've obviously had troubles this year and last year with backup quarterbacks. And so, yeah, I think Mike White, as we saw last week, the dude could be actually a stud. So I think he might come in and shred us a little bit. We might be looking at a higher scoring, closer game than some people think.
Yeah, I think you're right for the most part. I hope the Vikes D steps up, and so that's not the case.
I agree.
Also, the Jets D is good. Their pass rush is real. So
very real.
With most likely Darisaw not playing again, I am a little concerned about our offensive line, especially on the interior where the Jets have pass rushers, that our interior pass blocking is really, really bad. So little slight concern there with that one. But
the next game we're going to talk about, this is really surprising me. We got the 7-5 Washington Commanders.
Did we pick that game?
Yeah, we did.
You picked the Vikes?
Oh, I picked the Vikes. Yeah.
Yeah, same. And Bills, you picked Bills?
I picked the Bills.
Okay.
Bills and Vikes so far for me. This next game also at noon, as I was saying, the Commanders visit the Giants. Big division matchup here, 7-5 versus 7-4. Washington on the road is a 2.5-point favorite in this game. I find that kind of interesting because I do actually kind of think the Giants are better as a team. I like their defense more, even though obviously Washington's pass rush is legit. That's definitely legit. But I think Daniel Jones has been doing a solid job this year of take care of the ball, only 4 interceptions. I think if he does that again in this game and they just continue to feed Saquon like they have been this year, I'm taking the Giants in this one at home.
Taylor Heineke over Daniel Jones. I'm going Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm going with the Commanders. Looking like there's a possibility Chase Young could be back. Ooh. That could be a game changer.
Yes,
watching him chase Daniel Jones around. That's what we like. We're eating that up when we're picking Washington. Normally, you do not want to pick road favorites, but we're going to send it. Washington road favorite at the Giants, though.
Next noon game here. This is a really good game. I hope you're taking the road team here, even though I doubt you are, but we got the 7-4 Titans visiting the 10-1 Eagles. I'm just, the main concern here is that the Eagles play at home. So if the Titans were playing at home, I would think, there'd be a chance for this upset. But Philadelphia is legit this year. The Eagles are legit. Jalen Hurts is playing unbelievable. Miles Sanders coming off 150 yards, 2 touchdowns last week. A.J. Brown's out there. Devontae Smith's having a good second year. They just got weapons everywhere on offense. And as we know, they have a really good defense as well. So not saying the Titans don't have any of that. I just don't think the Titans, given that they're such a rush-dominated team, that I don't think they can keep up scoring with the Eagles. Now, on the flip side of things, if they do control the ground game and just eat up the clock, that's their chance of winning this game. But I'm going to go Eagles, since that's obviously what they do too, is run.
Road dog, baby.
He's doing it.
The road dog.
He's doing
Titans
it.
at the Eagles. Give me the 4.5. We'll hoping for a Derrick Henry run game, and hopefully the Eagles offense looks a little sketchy like it has. Not last week, week before. We've seen some sketchiness from it. Hopefully it gets generated by that Titans defense. I want to see what's the Titans pass rusher's name? Jeffrey Simmons. We're going to see Jeffrey Simmons all over Jalen Hurts, hopefully, in this game.
Hey, man, I'm not arguing against it. I would love to see the Titans pull this out. So I actually hope you're right on this one. Not going to lie. Moving on to 3 o'clock game. Wait a minute. Oh, they only got flexed from 3 to 3:30? Well, I saw the Dolphins 49ers and Chiefs Bengals game got flexed. I assumed the Chiefs Bengals were the Sunday night game, but I guess they were just 3:30. So those games switched from 3 to 3:30. So at 3 o'clock now we have Chiefs Bengals. Bengals are the home team, 7-4. Chiefs are 9-2. Jamar Chase is supposed to be back. Spinny, does that impact your choice here? Are you still going to rock with the Chiefs?
Chiefs are going to lose again, and I think this is one of the best games they play. They have the easiest strength of schedule remaining. They did play, 8 or 9 straight games against a team with winning record from last year. First time ever that's happened. That gives them the advantage of having an easy schedule the rest of the way. So I think they're going to lose one, though, and I think the Bengals are real. I don't care what you say. You watch them play, and they can play with anybody. They're not on every day. They're not, dynamic, but Burrow's real. Those weapons are real. And the defense is a little tougher than people think. It's kind of the opposite of the Vikings. The Vikings are a little worse than I think everyone thinks on defense, and I think the Bengals are a little better. Burrow, he just makes good decisions over and over, makes plays. So you got to give him credit. I think I'm going to take Cincinnati at home, 2 points. I get Cincinnati +2, so I think we're gonna send that at home. I just think that by the numbers, the Chiefs got to lose one. So.
Yeah, I like that logic there, but I am going to go with the road team here in this game. I'm rocking with the Chiefs. I think they just keep it rolling. I like the pass rush in this game, given how bad the Bengals line is. Obviously, it's been improving steadily throughout the season, but it still has a lot of holes and a lot to improve. And I think Frank Clark, Chris Jones, they really get it going for the Chiefs, cause a lot of pressure for Burrow. Probably I'm thinking at least 5 sacks in this game for the Chiefs as a team. I really do. So I think that's going to cause a lot of issues for the Bengals. And as we know, Isaiah Pacheco's taken over, and he's actually looked like a really solid runner. And so now the Chiefs seem to have some sort of run game as well, so that can eat up the clock a little more. You got Mahomes behind an amazing line, maybe one of the best, if not the best in the league. So, yeah, I like your reasoning, but I just got to rock the Chiefs. I think they're going to pull this one out.
Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs are the best team in football, so that
they really are
quite obvious, I think, at this point. So,
our final game, as I just mentioned, Dolphins visit the 49ers.
Sorry, before we go on, one more thing I wanted to add. Chris Jones might be the second best defensive player in the league this year, behind Micah Parsons. He has been showing out on D, so just got to give a shout out to like a hybrid D tackle that doesn't get a lot of praise, but Chris Jones is a stud.
No, he's been under the radar for sure. He's really good. Dolphins 49ers though. 49ers at home 7-4. Dolphins are 8-3. 49ers 4-point favorite. Spinny, I'll let you give your thoughts first on this one because, man, I'm still torn. I don't know where to go on this one.
Niners. I think we're going to see some ball control here. We're going to get a big dose of McCaffrey. We might actually see the 20 to 25 carry Christian McCaffrey for once. So that'll be awesome. And I just think at home, the Dolphins D or the Niners D is going to do a good job against those 2-star receivers there in Miami and just get the job done. I think manage the game, keep it lower scoring than everyone expects. I think we're going to go 21-17 type of game here. Niners over Dolphins.
If I could get this freaking injury report up. Irrelevant. I'm sticking with what you said as well. The 49ers at home, they always play unbelievable at home. I can't even think of a home game for them where they didn't control the clock. Even if they ended up losing, they had the time possession. So if you win the time possession battle, that's already a huge step in your favor to win the game. So I agree with you. I think McCaffrey, especially with Elijah Mitchell now out, McCaffrey might be flirting with the 20-plus carries numbers again. They're just going to eat the clock, get even Debo involved in the rush game as well. But this one's interesting. Playmakers all around. We got Tyreek, Waddle, Kittle, Debo, McCaffrey, studs everywhere. This could be very low scoring, but it could also be a shootout as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pans out. But I'm going to rock with the 49ers in this one.
Yeah, I trust the Niners D at home, especially.
Yeah, that's true. That's another aspect. The Niners, Miami
could have Eric Armstead back as well this week.
Thank you.
That would be crazy.
Thank you. That is what I was about to bring up. So yeah, that would be nuts. The fact that their numbers are number one in the NFL on the defensive end, and he hasn't even played yet. So that's just crazy to think about. Well, that's all for our Week 13 preview. We are now going to do quick NBA type update. Kind of just going to wing this one and just kind of bring up things that we want to talk about the NBA season.
It's been kind of an interesting season so far, honestly.
It really has. My first thing I just want to bring up is the standings. So, Spinny, as it stands right now, Eastern Conference, in order, Boston 1, Bucks 2, Cleveland 3, Pacers 4, Sixers 5, Atlanta 6, Toronto 7, Brooklyn 8, and our play-in teams are Washington 9, New York 10. To me, not a ton of surprises here. Basically the same 10 teams we thought. Obviously, the main surprise here would be the fact that the Pacers are literally the 4 seed right now and are 12-9. Playing great ball so far to start the season. I honestly think that's fading. You got Miami, who's battled a lot of injuries so far this year at 10-12 at the 11 seed right now. So that would be the team I think will displace them come end of season. But Boston, I guess that would be my other surprise in terms of standings. I didn't think Boston would get off to this high of a start. I mean, we're talking 18-4, 18 wins in 22 games. Incredible.
Yeah,
I know we're looking at 10 boys up.
Yeah, we're looking about a quarter of the way through the season right now, about 25% done. And again, in the East, the difference between 4th and 12th is 3 games. So obviously there's a lot to be decided yet, but Boston looks good, and Boston and Milwaukee look real good. Cleveland honestly has an off shot. I think they might be the 3rd best team. We'll see.
They look amazing.
We'll see if Philly gets healthy. I just feel like the rest of the rosters are too flawed to really compete. Cool story for the Pacers. I think Halliburton he might be
legit.
the top. He might reach his ceiling, which I think is huge. And we knew if that happened, he was going to be like a 12 assists per game guy. One of those rare guys that can do that, which is impressive. And we'll see if it continues, but really impressive start for him overall.
Yeah, I love Tyrese Halliburton. I did not think he would be this much of a dog. I mean, we're talking 40+% from 3, averaging a double-double, like you said. This incredible start for a 22-year-old. Insane to think about. On the west side here, Spinny, we got Suns, Nuggets, Pelicans 3, Grizzlies 4, Clippers, Sacramento 6, Jazz 7, Warriors, T-Wolves, Trailblazers round out 8, 9, and 10. The Mavs are sitting at the 11 seed currently. This is a crazy loaded conference so far to start the year. I mean, we're talking 11 seed Mavs are only 4.5 back from the 1 seed right now. So that is
and we're
mind-blowing to think
also
about.
13th seed Lakers. From Memphis to the Lakers is 3.5 game. That's 4-13. So absolutely crazy.
Nuts. So a lot of shaking up here left to do, obviously, the rest of this season. What would be your biggest surprise? Obviously, there's a couple teams, Sacramento, maybe even the Pelicans all the way up to 3. What do you think is the biggest surprise there so far?
I think biggest good surprise is probably the Pelicans. I think Zion, man.
I mean, they have the talent.
I've said this with Zion. If this man is healthy, he's a top 15 player. He's an all NBA player. Like he's gonna average upper 20s per game on 60% shooting. Like we talked about Zion a little bit off the air last night, and it was just like his stats were just absolutely dummy last night. They played the Raptors. What did we have here? I just want to make sure I'm getting it right. 12 for 15, 33 points, 10 rebounds. 12 for 15. This man's shooting like 85% from the field. Like, it's just, he's so efficient. It's nuts how efficient he can be when he's at his peak. Right now, he's played 16 games so far. 23, 6, and 4, shooting 59% from the field. So
over 20% over 20 points per game. I mean, at a 60% clip.
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It's just his efficiency is so insane, and if BI keeps being on this level,
well, that's what I'm saying. You throw in, you got Zion doing that crazy shit, and you still have Ingram, McCollum, Valanciunas. You got guys everywhere.
You got Herb Jones jumping in, getting points. You got Devontae Graham jumping in, getting points.
Trey Murphy has gone like 18
Trey Murphy's
points.
played well.
Yeah. They got guys.
Yeah.
That is a good team. That is a good surprise. I agree. What about the Kings? Did you expect them to have this good of a start? Obviously, they got talent. I mean, they have Sabonis and Fox, but
I expected them to maybe be good. I didn't expect this De'Aaron Fox though. I didn't expect 24, 6, and 5 with the crazy shooting 52% from the field and 39.5% from 3. Like,
no way. He's at 39% from 3 right
39.4 from 3 on 5 threes a game. So
he's not even a shooter.
We've never seen De'Aaron Fox play like this. 52% from 3, 80 from the free throw line, just super efficient, and he's just on a different level than we've really seen. Not to mention over 1 steal a game, 1.1 steal a game, and only 2.6 turnovers. So a great assist to turnover ratio as well overall. Him and Sabonis have been on a different level, and then you add Kevin Huerter becoming Klay Thompson mini, and they've had a really good start.
Klay Thompson mini. That's funny. But I mean,
just the way he's playing too, the coming off screens, the how they're using him, it's just
the catch and shoot,
literally.
No, I'm really excited to watch. Obviously, the East has been pretty solid too, but I'm really excited to watch how this West folds out the rest of the season. I mean, to have only a 4.5 game lead over the 11th seed when you're the number 1 seed in the conference, that's just insane to me. I mean, we obviously knew this coming in, but it's even deeper than we thought with the Kings and Pelicans, all these other teams mixing in too. What do you want to talk about in the NBA? Otherwise, I'm going to bring up a question for you.
Bring it up.
Top 5 MVP candidates right now as we speak. Go.
Order?
Who are they in your mind?
In order?
In order.
Or just
number 1 to number 5. Or you can start at 5, I guess, if you really want. I don't really care. Just throw out 5 guys.
Tatum, Giannis, Luka, Booker, Mitchell.
Are you doing it in order? Or you still just throwing guys out?
No, Tatum,
Mitchell?
Giannis, Luka, Booker.
Donovan Mitchell? No, come on. He's missed too many.
But
He's missed too many games, I feel like, already.
He's played 20 games, averaging
Oh, has he?
28.4, 5 and 4, shooting 49% from the field and 42.2 from three.
Right. And they're the 3
So
seed, so they have a
yeah,
winning record. To speak
Donovan
for it.
Mitchell.
Huh. That's interesting. Wow. I thought he had played less than 20 games. That's why I didn't even consider him. You win in order though, so you're taking Giannis over Luka.
Yeah,
Is
slightly.
that more along the lines of the Bucks just
Of
being
10
like,
and 10.
yeah,
10
okay,
and 10 to 15 and 5.
yeah, okay, that's my reasoning too.
And I mean,
Obviously,
Giannis is averaging 31,
oh,
11 and a half, and 5.5, a block and a steal.
he's
So
doing exactly what he did last year.
yeah,
Just
he's
eating.
doing what he
Yeah,
always does. So
yeah. That was my reasoning too. I have Giannis as well at number 2 over Luka, just because of the team difference. As we know, I mean, you have to have some sort of team success.
you pretty much have to be a top 4 seed, or you have to be
Right.
Jokic and have that unbelievably crazy season.
Yeah.
It's happened to
So
a couple different players, but
picture if the Mavs actually sit like where they are, sit from 7 to 10. They're not. Luka's not winning MVP. I don't care how good his
no,
numbers are if their team is a 7 to 10 seed. So
agreed.
that's why I gotta put him at 3 now. I'm still giving him his respect based on how well he's been playing. My 1 and 2 are the same though. Tatum, Giannis, Luka. Who am I gonna go for? Who did you say for? I think I'm gonna go Jokic.
Booker.
Oh, Booker. Yeah, I think I got to put Book ahead of Jokic. Both have an incredible individual season so far. I'm going to give a slight edge to Book because his team's better. But the Nuggets, I think, are like, what did I say, the 3 seed or whatever, 2 seed?
Yeah,
So,
they're like 1 game behind the Suns, maybe.
And Jokic is averaging like 23, 9, and 8 right now, or 23, 10, and 8, something like that.
Yeah.
So I got him as my 5th. Then. So
29, 5, and 5 from Book.
Yeah. I mean, he had 51 and 3/4 last night.
Yeah, that was nutty.
20 of 25 shooting, Devin Booker last night. 20 of 25. That doesn't even make sense.
Can the Warriors turn around?
I mean, I feel like the answer is yes, right? Like,
yeah. I mean,
obviously it's so
loaded,
like, but
your biggest leader punched one of your good players in the face like a week before the season started.
right.
So I mean, I feel like we knew some of this weirdness was going to go on, but
right.
I don't know. We'll see. I don't want to talk bad about people, but we'll see if Clay makes a step this year. It looks like he might be able to a little bit. We've seen a little bit of flashing going on, but we'll see. So I think that's a huge part of it as well. Or one of those one of those younger guys stepping up to be exceedingly good.
Yeah, I think
and Wiseman in the G League.
Right, Wiseman.
Can you imagine if the Warriors had taken LaMelo with that pick? It'd
be so dumb. So dumb. I mean, I really do honestly think the struggles for the Warriors just come down to their poor shooting by their next star, their second level stars. Wiggins, I guess, has been solid. I haven't really looked at Wiggins' numbers so far this year, but Clay
18.6 for Wiggins, 17.
What's the shooting percentage though? I'm referring to
shooting percentage for Wiggins 49.7.
Okay, so yeah, he's been fine.
0.9 from 3.
Oh yeah, so Wiggins has been killing it. Wiggins been killing it.
But Curry at 31. And
31.
then the next three scores 18, 17, 15. Wiggins, right. Thompson, Poole. So
right.
And then Poole, 5th is Green at 9.
Draymond Green. Poole and Clay though, to me that's a big reason why they've been struggling so far. It's because they need those guys to be consistent 3-point shooters, and so far this year they've been inconsistent. But as you just said a little bit ago, Clay's been showing sparks as of late. So I think he's starting to turn it on. I mean, the man had 2 full years off of basketball. It makes sense. And last year, he only played half a year. So
Clay's only 40% from the field, but he's 39.5% from 3. So still making that 3 production, but his overall shooting percentage not that good. Poole, 41% from 3 or 41% from the field, I'm sorry. and 30.5% from three. So not good for Poole, shooting percentage wise for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Draymond Green shooting 60% from the field right now.
Really?
60%.
I mean, it helps when you basically just shoot around the rim and shoot smart shots.
Totally.
But respect. That's still very good.
Yeah, but he's averaging 9, 7, and 6. 60% shooting. That's good, Draymond.
Yeah. Pretty much Draymond right there, yeah. Well, Spinny, do you have any other random NBA thoughts you want to spit out and discuss? Otherwise, we can
let's talk about the Wolves.
Wolves.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't even know where to start with these freaking T-Wolves so far. Just been
I don't know, man.
Well, I shouldn't even say a brutal start because we started the year 3-0. So I'm like, hell yeah,
we're
let's
11
go.
and 11.
Yeah. So we're 8-11 since that start. I was like, wait, are we actually going to figure this out quicker than I thought? Because I obviously thought it would take maybe even half a season at least to figure that out. I mean, you got a complete new rotation. I mean, obviously your 4 of the 5 are the same, but adding a guy like Rudy completely changes how you play. So I knew it was going to take some time, but I'm actually starting to worry. I was going to give him half the season. It's obviously only been about a quarter of the season, but I'm already panicking. I really am, especially with Cat out for the next 4 to 6 weeks. Obviously, we balled out against the Grizzlies last night, but if Ant can't give us 30 a night, we're not going to win games without Cat. We really aren't.
Yeah, the scoring's not going to be there. The defense might be better. I don't know. The numbers with Rudy and Cat together are real bad. So, I mean, that's something that on the long term needs to be figured out because that's bad. And when Rudy's in, our defense is good. And when Cat's in, our offense is good when they're not in together. And then when they're both in, nothing's that good. It's like we just can't put it together. I don't know. It needs to be figured out, but something does, obviously.
My roommate's dog came in my room.
Coda.
Just wants some loving.
Hey, buddy.
Just petting the dog mid-ep.
Hey, buddy.
Mid-ep pets for Coda.
I have a question for you though. Who is gonna not Anthony Edwards? That can't be your answer. Who's gonna step up in Cat's absence?
Probably Jalen Noel. I don't know. He's the only one I trust.
Really?
Slightly. I don't know. D'Lo. What? I don't know. Maybe. I feel like D'Lo just shoots more and becomes more inefficient, but we'll see. And Rudy doesn't have the scoring ability, and he had 1 rebound last night. So
I do like Noel's obviously scoring output. I'm hoping it's McDaniels and Nas.
Ooh, McDaniels would be nice.
I'm hoping. See, last night we started Wendell Moore over McDaniels, so that was kind of weird to me. I don't really understand that. But I was hoping, like, when Cat went down, I was hoping we'd start McDaniels at the 4 and go like a small lineup and have Rudy be the only big out there. Nas can sub in for Rudy, and then just keep it rolling like that. Play more of a fast-paced, perimeter-oriented offense, as the NBA obviously is. But yeah, that wasn't the case last night. Obviously, only been 1 game since Cat's injury, but I hope McDaniels is the one to step up because he has showed some very, very promising flashes.
Literally. And I would, it's a good opportunity to, get him a higher role in the season. So I don't, and we obviously haven't been doing that great so far. So it'd be nice to see what he can do, but just, I don't know. Something's going on. Something's a little weird.
Let me throw out another hypothetical for you. Say we're in the race. I mean, we're technically in the playoff race now. With the play-in tournament. Trade deadline rolls around, right? February. Say we got our whole team healthy, just like we were to start this season. What would you like to see the Wolves do around that trade deadline to help improve our team? Like, what's the biggest need the Wolves have? A fully healthy Wolves.
Get 3 firsts back for Rudy. Can I say that? Can we trade Rudy and get 3 of our 5 back?
I mean, you're right, but
I don't know. I think it's more about chemistry than anything else. I think we have skills all around. Another option to me would be trading D'Lo for a true point guard,
Right.
more of a facilitator and catch and shoot shooter, which apparently D'Lo just catch and shoot more for
He
him.
can't do that.
He
for some
can't.
reason.
He literally cannot do it.
He's
And I
like
don't get
me.
it.
He's like
Yes.
me. He needs to take a dribble before he shoots.
It's like, or he'll just catch it and he'll wait, and then he'll take a slow dribble, and then he'll wait for the defender to close, and then he'll shoot.
What is up with D'Lo doing that? It drives me insane. He'll
Drives me
wait,
nuts, too.
pass
He'll
up
let
a
the
wide open
defender
shot.
close out.
Yes. And then shoot it, or then take one dribble and pull up in the defender's face. It's like, why do you shoot the wide open shot?
One move in, and then do a little step back thing, and the defender's right there.
It's like, dude, you're not Luka Doncic. You're not freaking Jason Tatum. Like, you're not James Harden.
It's
you're
catch
not
and shoot. People. It's catch and shoot. That should be the easiest thing to do.
I agree. I completely agree.
Craziness. And so like if I can get, I don't know what playmaking point guards are going to be available. I can't.
Right. That's obviously it's going to have to be from a bad team. Obviously.
Yeah, I can't like think of anything off the top of my head, but that could be a nice thing to do.
Yeah, I do like that. Obviously, I wish the Rudy thing could happen. I'll
lose 2 firsts. That's fine.
Yeah, I definitely
I'll suck it up.
That. Just honestly don't think I think we're just done for in that regard.
Or a score? Can we get a score for Rudy? Probably not.
A score? I mean, it's obviously just going to depend who we're, what teams we end up talking to. If they need an interior defender really bad, and they don't already have a bit, like the Nets would be like one that comes to mind.
Yeah, the Nets.
He could. Sure, Claxton's been balling, but I mean, you're going to take Rudy over Claxton.
Also, like, say this team sucks. Could we get No, this is too much. Never mind.
No,
I was getting way too rowdy. This would never. The Blazers would never.
You have to throw it out.
Ah,
let's hear it.
I was just thinking like D'Lo and Rudy
for Dame Dollar.
Yeah, but
I would freak out if we got Damian Lillard on our team. Dame and Anthony Edwards together. What? I mean, we've seen how freaking. Yeah, I mean. At that point, Cat's like, whatever, who cares?
You're 3.
We have Damian Lillard.
That's your 3 at that point.
Yeah. Karl-Anthony Towns is a 3.
Yeah.
A guy who's averaged 20 plus and 10 plus his whole career, pretty much.
He does have some mentality issues, though, as much as I hate to admit.
Some.
As much as I hate to admit Al Travis being right, I kind of
Al Travis.
On this one.
Yeah, speaking of Al Travis, it's been a while, Hardies and Hardos, obviously, but we've still been rocking the radio. So Tuesdays, Thursdays, 7 a.m. It's always on Facebook Live. We always share the link. We've still been doing that, right? Spinny usually the one that does that.
Pretty much.
So we share the link. Check out our page, obviously, or search the Al Travis Show, and he posts it all the time as well. So 7 a.m. Tuesday and Thursday if you actually want to watch it while it's happening. Otherwise, you go back watch the video whenever you want. So those are quick little 30-minute segments.
Minnesota listeners, I believe next week we should be on radio in St. Cloud. Once we have the exact station details, we'll get those to you, and check us out on the radio for our local peeps.
For sure. Well, Spin, you have anything else you want to talk about the Wolves or NBA related? Otherwise, I don't have Q&A, so we can wrap up the episode.
Yeah, let's for our NBA fans, write us in some questions. DM us some questions, text us, whatever, if you know us. Comment on the YouTube video about the NBA. And then we'll talk more NBA, obviously, as the season goes and in some different formats. So you ask us and DM us about it, and we'll talk about it on our next NBA show. So let us know what you think. Give us some thoughts, and we'll cater to you.
I do have one quick thing to say. I did actually get a Q&A question. I mixed it into the Wolf segment. Shout out to my high school friend Colton. He asked who is going to step up in Cat's absence. So that's why I threw that in there. So shout out Colton. That was our little Q&A mixed in with our Wolves talk. So we appreciate that, Colton. Well, Hearties and Hardos, that's what we got for episode 35 for you guys. As we said, drop comments and anything, give us suggestions, whatever you want. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week for sure with episode 36.
Peace and love. Hug your friends and family.
Peace and love. Bye. Go Wolves. Go Vikings.